Hi everybody. In this episode 3, we are going to cover what it's really like to cruise from Hawaii to French Polynesia in August. As well as it is 4 very long sea days, we are going to cover some things that there are to do while on board.
And a deep dive of all of the dining venues is upcoming.
Yep.
I'm Doug, this is Leah, and we are Go Travel Life.
This is our first full sea day after leaving Kona. We have 3 more days after today until we get to Nukuhiva. Not too bad. A little bit of rocking on the ship, but so far, not too bad. This is just demonstrating some of the minor movement. We're very back of the ship at the Terrace Cafe. This helps you get an idea of what it's like to see. I think last night was maybe a little bit rockier than the night before. What do you think? Sorry.
You asked me when I'm sure.
It's very natural to ask him a question while he just took a bite. It's what I do.
I think when I went up to get the coffee this morning in the Horizon Lounge.
Yeah.
They're swelled. I mean, it was
A little bit
quite a
bumpy.
bit, but the seas look calm, but there are some swells that cause the movement.
Okay. So this is a view from Horizons Lounge on our second full day at sea. As you can see, it's raining. We did have some stormy weather off and on throughout our sea days. I will say that they did set out barf bags. We did have a lot of people that were wearing the patches behind their ears, especially those who had rooms in the front of the ship. They were more vocal about things being a lot rockier. We were mid to mid aft ship, and we did not take any medication. We did not feel the movement as much as other people did. I will say, while you're out here in the middle of nowhere, we had some of the most incredible sunrises and sunsets. Even if we had some clouds in the sky, as you can see, it just absolutely stunning when there's nothing in the way of your view. And then lastly, everyone kind of felt the same way. There's sort of this huge happiness that when you see land for the first time after 4 days, everyone was so excited to get off the ship. And this is as we are coming into Nukuhiva, which we'll be covering our excursions on the next episode. But again, huge happiness to finally see land after 4 days.
Senator Dan in Hawaii, our former senator from Hawaii, as my poster child for this talk because his life was so totally integrated with this.
So this is Polo Grill, and I'm going to grab a video real quick because there's not many people in here, but you can come up here and play bridge and mahjong when the restaurant isn't open. And there's a lot more room up here than there is in the card room for sure.
So it's a sea day, and it's about 10 a.m. All the chairs in the shade are taken, but there are a few in the sun that are not taken. People are enjoying the day. It's a nice sunny day.
Sorry. What'd you end up with? Tera. That's good for hard drive, isn't it? It's like a terabyte, right? Yeah, that's also wrong, but it is.
So we're getting ready for our 2 o'clock YouTube game with some other Midwesterners. We both grew up in the Midwest, so we know how to play euchre.
So one of the fun things that we got to do on one of the sea days is they advertised something called the Country Fair, and apparently they have these on some of the other art class ships. Someone mentioned that, hey, they're usually outside. Well, outside space by the pool was at a premium, so they had it on the 4th and 5th floors, and basically the different departments of the ship, so whether it's housekeeping or engineering or whatever, they get to set up a table or a booth that acts like you are at a fair, and you have games that you play and you earn tickets. They're raffle tickets. You have 45 minutes, I believe it was, to play as many games as you possibly could, earn as many points as possible, and then everyone went into the theater, and Bevan, the cruise director, did drawings for a whole bunch of different prizes. I actually won the one thing I wanted, which was a really gold blingy coffee tumbler and a sun shirt, because I am short a sun shirt for this trip, which is not good. And this is my blingy Oceania cup that I won. But they had prizes such as bottles of Prosecco. They even had a mini model of the Oceania ship. So there was some pretty good prizes, along with O points, which people have been earning as they play trivia. And you know, people who've cruised Oceania a long time, they are diehard. Go get your and earn your O points through all of the games and stuff that they have on board. And then the last day of the cruise, they have like a big shopping event where you can go and spend your O points on stuff. But so this is the tee up for some of the games that we played at the Country Fair. Thank you. Dress the mannequin in 5 seconds blindfold.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What do you have to do?
Dress the mannequin.
2, 1, go! 1, 2, yay! 1, 2,
Something interesting.
Juggle Petty 5 times.
yes.
Well, it's a juggle.
1, no.
Before dropping.
1, 3, 4, 5.
Oh God!
Black. So this is what you do on sea days?
What?
This is what you do on sea days?
What I do on sea days?
Yeah.
Well, let's just say I played euchre for an hour. You interviewed somebody. I went to a yoga class. I spent another hour doing other stretching stuff I needed to do. And we had the
Country Fair. Country Fair was fun.
So I've not been sitting on my butt. This is the first time back in the room today was able to answer my children's Marco Polo. No, I've been very busy. So let's stop with the judging. So there are quite a few options dining on the Regatta. We tried to hit all of them. First up is the buffet or the Terrace Cafe. This particular day, we were having a Mexican-inspired lunch. Most days did have some type of theme, but as you can see, there's meat and cheese trays. This day they had a roasted pork. And honestly, this day was only repeated one time, by the way. There were empanadas, tostadas, and then a fish specialty, which in this case was grouper with a chimichurri sauce on it, which was pretty good, and some rice. Also, this station right here, they will make cook-to-order fish. They'll have like a beef selection, a chicken selection, so you can get something made whatever you want there. And then they have a homemade pasta station. The other specialties they had today were at this corn was really good, warm corn, Mexican style, along with an offering of breads. And then this is a Mexican quesadilla, and they also had a salsa to go on top of it. Those are refried beans, and those are really good, and I was told they're 0 calories. So next to that is a mole, slow roasted beef, which was actually really tasty. There was always fresh vegetables, rice, sauces as you needed them, and then this is like a taco meat. It remained nameless, I'm not sure why, but it was just meat. And then they had a nacho bar where you could make nachos, which again, be creative. There was plenty of opportunities to do that. On the other side of the buffet, there was always a variety of freshly baked breads, more meat and cheese offerings, and then following this section is the sandwich of the day, which they always put on the menu. There was some special chicken or whatever, lots of pickles inside, condiments, and then they always had a selection of cold salads. Some of it went along with the theme, some did not. I was pleasantly surprised that there was always something with chickpeas, something with a Mediterranean flair, and typically there was something with corn. They seem to do a lot of different kinds of corn. We were pleasantly surprised by the number of cold salad options, fresh, fruits and vegetables that are available. Although, after day 4 or 5 of the cruise, we started running out of things. I would say raspberries was sort of the number one thing that disappeared right away, but that happens on a long cruise. And there was always a really nice selection of desserts, as well as there is ice cream at the end of the counter and also out at Waves. Make sure to look for the little pizza counter. There will be, on our cruise, a margarita pizza and a specialty pizza of the day. All right, here we are in Raiatea. We are going to have a nice Mexican lunch before we head out. What are we doing this afternoon?
We're doing kayaking. Kayaking is such
Like 3.5 hours.
get my,
You better fortify.
some carbs, get some energy.
But the view is just, look at this. Looks like it might rain a little bit. But, oh my gosh. Gonna miss this view. Okay, so I know I look really grumpy here. I was also talking very quietly, so you cannot hear what I am saying. Apologies. I'm just gonna voice over this. I was really struggling. The beef mole was actually really good. There's just a lot of chunks of fat inside it. So what I was trying to show you here is I kind of had to scrape that out in order to eat it. And then this roasted pork, we had this twice during this cruise. Of course they give you a butter knife, but still, it was supposed to be slow roasted pork. I really struggled cutting this, chewing it. I don't know why. It was just for me kind of inedible. Tonight in the Terrace Cafe, they have the Tastes of India, which we have chicken biryani, butter chicken, and you also have some vegetables.
I got the biryani, butter chicken, and some shrimp curry.
Oh, shrimp curry, sorry.
Shrimp curry, and of course some naan. So we love Indian food, don't we?
Yeah, now here on the Terrace Cafe for an evening. Let's see. Under a spotlight here. So what did you think of the Indian Terrace Cafe dinner?
It was
Sorry,
good.
the light is terrible.
I like spicy food.
Yeah.
And the biryani had a nice kick to it. I mean, it wasn't over the top spicy, but it did have a nice kick to it.
Yeah.
And the buttered chicken was good. Different flavor of the buttered chicken that you make and the buttered chicken that we had on Celebrity, but I thought it was good.
Yeah.
And shrimp creole, or the shrimp curry was my least favorite of the 3, but it's still good.
You need to watch for it in the currents. That's important.
So we almost missed this. We was on our way to dinner. I looked in the current and it had the Taste of India advertised there, and we're like, oh, we should check that out. We were going to go to the main dining room, but at the last minute switched to this, and I'm glad we did. Here we are at Waves Grill.
It's very loud in here.
It is. What do you plan on having?
I am having a club and you are having a surfer. It says
Oh, and Wagyu beef.
Yeah. So this will be
Yeah.
This is the club sandwich, and it was woefully short on protein, so I was pretty disappointed in this. However, Doug's Surf and Turf, he was very pleased with it. This is the Mahi Mahi burrito, which is chock full of rice and beans and everything. It ended up being a favorite of Doug's, and he ordered it a couple times throughout the cruise as well. They have amazing fries. This is my Cuban, which is chock full of pickles and meat, and love the sweet potato fries. So this is the grand dining room. It is open on breakfast and dinner on every day, and then on sea days it is open for lunch. Sea day in the main dining room, and today we are going to try out what someone suggested. There's a little corner on the menu that says,
Taste of the world.
and today's highlight is which one?
Moroccan theme.
Moroccan theme. So look at this. We gotta, like, everybody's out by the pool. So get a table for two. Here we are. Moroccan taste is, so this is carrot cumin. This is a chickpea salad. This is samosas. We have beef kefka. We have, this one they said was like a Moroccan chicken tortilla pie. And then couscous, yogurt, and bread, Moroccan bread. So.
All right, looks good.
Okay. Okay, so the verdict on your Moroccan tasting lunch.
That was a good tip. I don't know how I've been on 2 other Oceania cruises and not realized that to look at the bottom right of the menu and get this tasting. This was pretty good. I really like the beef kafka. I don't know. And the chicken casela was really good too. Pasilla, sorry. I'm not good with pronunciations of these menu items. But anyway, it's good food. That's what I like.
Yes.
And the chickpea salad was good. I like the carrots were really bold flavor.
Yeah.
It was best practice. I looked back at the menu from yesterday. They had an Italian tasting, and then before that, the waiter told me it was an Asian tasting. So.
But tomorrow is.
We don't know tomorrow because the waiter doesn't know because it's a surprise.
All right.
So we're going to look at that. I'm going to always look to the lower right of the lunch menu for this tasting. Start over.
Y'all know how much I love Barcelona. It's like Barcelona on a plate. This is the taste of Spain. Jamon. I have no idea what Iberico type that is, but they said it was. There's some calamari. This Spanish meatballs. There's a little orange wedge kind of salad, and then one of my favorites, manchego cheese and tomato toast. Very sad. Nice.
And I went with the seafood stir fry. Looks pretty good. We'll let you know how it tastes.
Now it's time for the critique of Grand Dining Room lunch with the seafood stir fry.
Seafood stir fry. I really liked the sauce that it was in. It had 4 scallops, a couple pieces of fish.
They're tiny little scallops.
They were tiny scallops.
Yeah, just tiny.
So, but it was good. I would order it again.
You would take out the piece of salmon, tiny little piece of salmon.
I gave you my salmon and I took some of your calamari.
Yeah.
And one of your meatballs.
Yes, some of my meatballs, yeah.
So I'm full.
Now, I will say, in all the times I've been in Barcelona and Spain, the best calamari is not fried. So most of that went to Douglas as well. Jamon was pretty good. Meatballs had a little bit of sausage in it, so a bit difficult texture for me, so I gave that 10. But otherwise, the shrimp was fantastic. The manchego cheese on the tomato bread was just spot on, as it should be. So, and check out this amazing view back here. So I had the duck soup that they had tonight, which was filled with white beans and veggies. The duck was in the sausage format, which was really tough for me. So Doug ate all my duck sausage. I ate everything else, and it was fantastic. We are in Nukuhiva today, and they actually caught a big yellowfin tuna
several of them, and brought them on board. So tonight's special, both in the buffet and here, was I had the yellowfin tuna loin, and they made a red wine reduction sauce, and I just have to say, it was fantastic. Very happy with dinner tonight. Look at those veggies.
Any pepper? No? Pepper?
No, thank you.
No? Enjoy, yeah.
Thank you.
So we were excited about lobster night, but it was one of the weirdest presentations of lobster we've ever had. First of all, the tail just comes off to the side. They've laid 3 round, what I thought were slices of lobster. It's basically pieced together chunks of lobster that were more quality that you might put in a bisque versus something that you would eat as a lobster. It was very chewy and honestly our least favorite meal of the trip.
The Polo Grill is a specialty restaurant, and there is no extra charge for specialty restaurants on Oceania. I had the lobster bisque, which was delicious. Leah had the beet and goat cheese salad. The wedge salad they used to have is now replaced by this BLT salad, which was a tad bit disappointing. Leah ordered the lobster, and it's nice to take the lobster out of the shell for you, but we didn't realize there was a choice between drawn butter or gratinated breadcrumbs, and Leah got the latter and would have probably preferred the drawn butter, but all in all, it was pretty good. I had the New York strip with the baked potato. The New York strip was cooked perfectly and very tasty. I was very pleased with this meal. All right.
And here we are for our first reservation. We get 2 at this restaurant at Toscana, which is Oceania's Italian restaurant. So you can see we have bread for an army, and our olive oil and balsamic vinegar has been delivered, and our wine. So good to go.
One of my favorite seafood dishes is Dover sole. So when I have the opportunity to order this, which is normally on a cruise ship, I am all about it. It's quite a thing to watch them pull that bone out of there, and it takes a bit of skill. So when I see that happen, I'm pretty happy, making sure someone else is getting all that bone out of there and bringing on that beautiful luscious sauce. This was really, really good preparation of Dover sole.
Veal marsala was very good. It was filling, plus I had to eat some of your Dover sole because somebody ate too much bread and risotto and couldn't finish their Dover sole. But I helped out. It was
One for
awesome.
the team.
Highly recommended Toscana. Room service is available 24/7 with no additional charge.
Okay, so first morning on the ship, we have an excursion, so we decided to have breakfast in the room.
The Willy Willy? The Willy Willy.
Kauai. Yes.
Okay. Kauai.
Yeah. Look at that beautiful breakfast.
Okay, so we had an 11-hour shore excursion to Volcanoes National Park. So when we got back at almost 7 o'clock, we didn't feel like going out. So we asked our butler to get us a couple things from the main dining room, and I have coq au vin, and Leah had pad thai. The butler decided that a lot of people don't really care for the coq, or some people don't care for the coq au vin, so he got a backup chicken disc just in case we don't like the coq au vin, which was nice. And then he bought us 2 glasses of wine, double wines. So far we're pleased with the butler. It's been working out well. Okay, so we finished our meal, and he had given us a couple glasses, or a glass of wine each. The butler did, Arun, awesome guy. And with our meal, and then so we were thinking, all right, we finished our meal, we're just relaxing, just now finished my first glass of wine, and then all of a sudden we hear a knock at the door. And he's got 2 more.
Those
So-
are like 4 more. Like that's a very
Yeah,
generous.
he only does doubles, but he just brings them to you, even though you're just thinking about having one, and all of a sudden,
He said he can read your mind. Chin chin.
yeah, Chin Chin. He's from Mumbai, or no? Where is he from? He's awesome. I tried to turn around and do it.
It is afternoon tea. They do this every day from 4 to 5. And today happens to be cupcake specialty. So I know you just did a video. And they'll be around with the other savory and sweet snacks here in a minute.
All right.
Kevin.
Square, rectangle, and circle.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm just
What's in
joking.
there?
This one is salmon. Salmon with the potato mayonnaise on top, BLT, and egg sandwich.
I'll do a BLT and an egg salad.
BLT and egg sandwich.
Yeah.
2 each.
No, just one.
Just one.
I'll have the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Madam is BLT and egg. For sir is egg and BLT.
Thank you.
Pastries.
No, I have my cupcake, so
He's
I'm
got a
good.
cupcake. Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you.
have the carrot cake.
Yes,
Okay.
that's my favorite. All right, so we got the BLT and the egg salad.
This is the coffee shop on board. They have lots of different types of coffees and flavors. I did have almond milk for about the first 5 days, and then they ran out. They were plentiful with soy milk, though. They do have snacks throughout the day. There's cookies primarily, but every now and then some savory snacks would appear, so that was really nice. It's at 6 o'clock. This turns into the Grand Bar. Thanks for following along, everybody. We hope you found this helpful. And if you have any favorite Oceania meals, or there are things that you like to do on a sea day, we'd love to hear about it. So leave a comment below.
In our next episode, we're going to film all of our excursions that we took in French Polynesia. So please stay tuned, and please like and subscribe and leave us some comments.
Thank you.